like to welcome everyone to the Meet the Need monthly user webinar. We are in August 2015, and our topic today is volunteer management made easy. My name is Tanya Nichols. I'm the Director of Member Services at Meet the Need, and I will be your host today. And we are going to be covering a lot of information of all the new features that are coming out with the Meet the Need volunteer management module and our enhancements. So buckle your seatbelts, hang tight, and we'll have a chance to answer or to ask questions at the end, and I'll make sure that those get answered. If anyone is able to hear me, if I could have someone put a comment in the chat section and just let me know that the audio is good and that you're hearing me and you're seeing my screen right now, that would help me out tremendously. Just give a second for someone to give me an okay that everything's working good. Just to let you know, this webinar session is being recorded, and I will send a recording out to all those that registered along with the PowerPoint presentation. So you will be able to watch this at a later date and share it with others. Thank you guys for letting me know that you can hear me. Let's go ahead and get started by opening our webinar in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you so much for another day here on this earth. And Lord, I thank you for each and every leader represented, Lord, on this call and those that will be listening in the future, Lord, that they represent churches and ministries and nonprofits, Lord, that are showing compassion to those in need, Lord, that are mobilizing members and volunteers to serve those in need. And Lord, that is the model that your Son, Jesus Christ, laid out for us. And we are here to make that easier and more abundant, Lord, so that more can be brought into your kingdom. I pray for provision over each one of their ministries, Lord, and even in their personal lives. Lord, we thank you for the flock that you have entrusted to us, whatever flock that may be. And Lord, let us make wise decisions and seek you in every moment. Lord, be with us today as we talk about mobilizing volunteers and making that easier. Lord, make my words clear, and Lord, let there be growth in our minds, Lord, so that we could help to grow the hearts of others, Lord, that will be serving in your kingdom. It's in your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, for those of you that may be joining a little late, my name is Tanya Nichols, the Director of Member Services and Meet the Need. This is our monthly webinar, and our topic today is Volunteer Management Made Easy. A few webinar household tips before we get started. There is a message box. Some of you have already started chatting with me. You can type a comment in the message box and mark it as a question, and I will see those questions on my other screen and will be able to pause at different parts of the webinar and answer your questions. If for some reason I don't get to your question, I will be sure to answer that offline so that all questions will be answered. Keep in mind too that you can chat with one another in the message box, but all your chats and questions are visible by all attendees, so keep the side conversations to a minimum. As I stated before, I will be sending a recording of this webinar and the PowerPoint presentation to all of you, and we'll have the webinar recording posted on our webinar site for anyone to access at a future date. Our user group webinars, this is a monthly webinar that we do every second Tuesday of each month. It's hosted by Meet the Need. Usually we have a guest speaker. Today we don't because of the plethora of information that we have to share. We have a specific training topic each month. This month it's volunteer management, and there's a session or a time in the session for questions and answers. However, we would love to see face-to-face meetings happening in your city. These webinars are great training, but it doesn't really get you together to share what's happening in your community, how you're using Meet the Need, how your organization is mobilizing people and has needs that need to be met and are helping people. We want you to come together face-to-face and get to know one another. Maybe that might be once a quarter, a couple times a year, and send us some feedback or maybe even include us in your meeting on how things are going in your city and how we can help serve you better. If you're interested in hosting a face-to-face meeting in your city with other Meet the Need organizations and key contacts, you can contact me. My email is there, tnichols@meettheneed.org. My phone number is there as well. You can contact me at any time, and I'll get you started in that respect. All right, we may have some people or some leaders on the call that have not registered with Meet the Need yet. Sometimes you hear about us and you hear about the webinars, and this might be one of your first interactions. Well, the first thing you definitely want to do is go and register your organization with Meet the Need. You would go to our website, meettheneed.org, click the Quick Start button, and then there's a series of 5 steps to get you, it takes less than 10 minutes to get you access to your Meet the Need dashboard and be able to start posting needs and showing needs on your website. There's even a video within that registration process that'll give you an overview of what all you need to do to post needs, see reports, and get everything on your website. But that's where you want to go and get started. All right, today's topic is volunteer management, which is a very wide topic, but it's in general, but it's kind of specific and meet the need to a specific module that we have. There's 4 modules. There's the volunteer management module, there's the event module, case management, and missions. Today we're focusing on the volunteer management module, which is the posting of volunteer needs and goods needs, and how that module is going to be changing over the coming weeks for the better. A lot of enhancements happening, and I'm going to walk you through each one of those enhancements and all the features that are coming and what you need to know, and what to expect once we take our members and the system live. Before we get started, I do want to remind you our next webinar is September 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern, second Tuesday, and it's going to be preparing for the holidays. And this is going to be an important webinar to attend because, gosh, it's hard to think we're just getting back to school, then we're going to jump into the holidays. But I will go over all the different modules of Meet the Need and how you can use all 4 of our modules during the holidays to help make your job easier at either serving those in need, mobilizing volunteers to go and serve, and all the different ways that you can use Meet the Need. So definitely join us for that webinar. All right, today we're going to cover the volunteer management enhancements, which include the reformatting and customizable search page. I'm going to show you a quick way to create links with the new search page. There is a shorter commitment process. I'm going to walk you through what the differences are in that commitment process for individuals and groups. I'm going to show you how posting needs has changed slightly, not much at all. I'm going to show you our new consolidated reporting and the new reporting that we have. And we're going to look at how key contacts are going to be able to schedule volunteers for existing needs as well as new needs. And I'm going to show you our new volunteer and group profiles and how you can go in and customize emails or automated emails for your organization, the confirmation and reminder emails. And then we're going to hit volunteer check-in at the end. And I'm hoping I can cram all of this in an hour and that we can get everything done. All right, let's get started. The first part is the search page. Currently, this is the search page of Meet the Need. You've got your search box at the top, and you've got your search results at the bottom. You narrow your criteria with the drop-down menus at the top and hit Submit, and then those search criteria change at the bottom. The new search page is going to be reformatted, and it's more of a left-right instead of an up-down format. This makes it easier on the mobile devices. It's more linear. It's easier to scroll down and see. It's not as wide. It fits the templates a lot better and really makes it more mobile-friendly. All of the parameters that were there previously, such as zip code and miles radius, dates, the type of need, the category of need, keyword search, all of those parameters are still there. They're just on the left-hand side. But we've also added some more. What's great is that as you narrow down your search results on the left, there is real-time search results on the right. You don't have to hit submit each time. You still have your zip code and miles radius, like I mentioned, but you're also going to have the option if you want to customize it. You'll have to let your Meet the Need representative know, but you are able to even put in search parameters for different campuses. If you're a church that has 3 campuses, we can actually have it to where on this search page your members can choose which campus they want to search for where needs are near that campus. The date search is still there. There is a new age range search where if you choose this option to show on your search page, then when you post needs, you will choose the age ranges of needs that are being posted so your users can actually search needs by age range. The type, the category, and subcategory are there, but what's great about this, that what's been enhanced, is that only the categories and subcategories where needs are currently posted will show. So no more of volunteers looking for, I don't know, a need in stocking shelves, and then they pick that category and they get a no results found because there's nobody in the area looking to help stock shelves. Only the categories will show where needs are posted. And the user can choose multiple subcategories to be able to search on that search page, which they couldn't do before. You can create links with multiple categories and subcategories, which I will show you how to do in just a moment. The keyword search is in real time. The keyword search is up here at the top of that search page. There is a new calendar. It's a monthly calendar that will show all the needs. Instead of the list view, it will show it in a calendar view. So you can click on particular needs on particular days if you want to see it in that view. We are updating our category icons over here on the left to be more modern and consistent. And right now, this search page is all in blue, but you are going to be able to customize that search page with the colors to match your website. So quite a bit changing on the format of the search page. The functionality is the same. We're just making it a lot more user-friendly and adding some more options there. You are, as an administrator, able to customize your search page, which you haven't been able to do before. If you are logged in and you're an approved key contact, then from the search page, you can hit the buttons Control Y. When you hit Control Y, it is going to take you to kind of the administrative function of that search page. And this advanced tab allows you to see all the different parameters. Here's date, campus, age range, item organization, quantity display, items per page. You're able to turn on and turn off just by sliding the buttons on or off the different parameters on your particular search page on your template. So this is a great feature that you didn't have before. There's over 20 different parameters. It starts here and goes over to this other section here, but over 20 different search parameters that you have control over as an administrator for your search page. Let's talk about creating links. You'll still be able to create links from your dashboard. We are still working on converting that over, but we've got an even easier way for you to create links. If you are on your search page and you want to create a link, then you simply narrow down the results on the left that you want to show in that link. Like if you only want to show the downtown Tampa campus, if that's one of your campuses, or you only want to show needs for a particular date, or you only want to show a certain type of needs, narrow your search results down on the left, and the URL up at the top will automatically update to show the narrowed fields that you chose. Then all you have to do is copy the URL, put it in an email, put it in a social media post, put it on your website. But this URL is what you will use as your link to connect to needs that you want to show. If you want to go a little bit further in creating links, when you hit the Control Y, maybe you want to narrow down fields to only show your organization's needs, not needs of the entire community, then you can go to the Basic Parameters tab after you hit Control Y and see a list of the parameters and add the parameter into the end of the URL. For instance, if I created my URL up in the yellow and I only want it to show needs of my particular organization, then I would add and organization IDs equal and put my organization ID in there. Your organization ID can be found in your settings from your dashboard, but you will there's a lot you can really narrow down or lock down or really narrow down any parameter that's not in the left-hand search field, but maybe you want to go a little further through that basic parameters, and this is where you'll use those, and it gives you the definitions of each one of the parameters. There is also another thing, if you want to lock down certain fields in a link, maybe you want to lock down the location, then you would go to the Advanced tab again, and you would be able, once you narrow it down in the link, you're showing it in the link, then you go and turn it off, and when you turn it off in the link, then it locks it down, and it won't, your users won't be able to change that particular field that you narrowed or that you are, quote, hiding. The commitment process. Now this is great because it's gotten a lot shorter. The individual commitment process, just one individual going and adopting a need. It used to be 6 steps. Now we've reduced it down to 3. they will, once they are on the search page and choose a need, then they will go to the details page to see the details of that need and click Meet Need. Then they will either log in or register. We combine that process into one page instead of, this was 3 pages alone before. And then once they log in or register, it bumps them to the confirmation page with a barcoded confirmation, which we'll talk later about what that barcode is for. But it's a very quick, really it's a 2-step process, because the third is just a notification. But we did remove the sliding bar, because that's harder to use on mobile devices for the quantity. You have to enter the quantity in a box. And we removed the cart page where they have to confirm that this is what they wanted to do. And so by combining the login page and removing the cart page, we reduced that commitment process to a mere 2 or 3 steps. Now, we have added a whole new group registration process to the volunteer management system. We have a group sign-up process in the event module. It's a little different than this, but we kind of copied that over to the volunteer side and then put it on steroids and added a few more features to it. So with the commitment process, if you go in and decide, yes, I want to do this need up in number 1, and you enter a quantity greater than 1, it automatically recognizes that you want to bring a group because you're bringing more than 1 person. You will then either log in or register, depending on, if you're a new user or an existing user, and then you will choose the type of group you're bringing, a family, a business, a church or small group, or your school, and be able to, and as administrator, you'll be able to track what kinds of groups are coming to serve with you. And then the group leader is able to choose between sending a link to the members for the members to sign up individually after the team leader has made a reservation for the total number for the group, or the group leader can enter the group details. If the group leader chooses to send a link to members, then you would hit select, and then that link is generated, and you would get a confirmation page that looks like this down here, number 5. And in that confirmation page is a URL that you copy and paste, and that team leader would then need to create an email and send it to their group and say, hey, I adopted a need for us on this day at this time. Here's a link for you to go in and register and confirm that you're going to be able to join us. And so then they would click that link and they would register and join, and all the automatic reminders will go directly to the members of the group. The second option the group leader has is to enter the group details. If they choose to enter the group details, then they will enter in the group name. They will enter in each member of the group with their email address, first name, last name, and phone number, very minimal information. And then they will get the team leader will get a confirmation page with each person that has that they have registered for the group, and the group members will receive confirmation reminder emails. So what's great is that there's no more groups registering with an unknown, with not knowing who all's coming with just a number, but either the group leader sends a reservation acceptance request to each group member, or the group leader enters each group member, and each of them have their own accounts. Posting needs. This hasn't changed very much. If you go to your Meet the Need dashboard, the volunteer and goods management module, which is the whole module we've been talking about this whole time, if you go there and you click Post Needs for Volunteers, you're going to pick your categories and subcategories that your need would fall under, and then you're going to get a Post a Need form to fill out. None of this has changed: the description, the number of volunteers needed, the resources and materials, but we have added a section here for the age range and campus. And this is where, if you are using the age range and campus parameters on your search page, then you need to complete these sections so that the system knows, what categories, what age ranges and campuses each need that you're posting will fall under. The rest of the form is the same, and then you would click Insert and Post a Need. So posting a need is pretty much the same. We just added 2 fields to that. All right, there is a 10-minute delay right now when you go, or when we go live with volunteer management. When you go to post a need, a lot of times the administrators, you guys are used to seeing it very quickly show up on your search page almost immediately. There is going to be a 10-minute delay from when you post a need to when it shows up on your search page. We do have a workaround around this for those of you that are impatient, which I myself am guilty of. If you go to your search page and you're logged in as an administrator, a key contact, and you click Control Y, you can go to the Internal Data tab and click the Reload Data No CDN Cache. When you click that button, it is going to refresh your needs to where they'll show up on your search page once you click that button. So each time you post a need or a group of needs, then you'll want to go in and click this Reload Data, and that 10-minute delay will not be an issue for you. It's a way to get around it. Reporting. We have some great new reporting, and we've enhanced our existing reporting. If you go under the View Volunteer Needs Reports from your dashboard, we have a whole new landing page here. If you remember, it used to say pending commitments, completed commitments, open needs, filled needs, expired needs, and the reports were a lot the same, but they were slightly different. What we've done is we created a new landing page. We combined all the needs reports into one. We combined all the commitments reports into one report, and we added 2 new reports, the daily report and real-time reporting. So let's take a look at each one of these separately. The needs report was one that, these are the reports that you had before where they used to be, there was 3 of them. You had to look in the open report to see your open needs, you had to look in the filled report to see your filled needs, and you had to look in the expired report to see your expired needs. If you didn't know where your need was, sometimes you were looking in 3 different reports. Well, now we've added we've combined those 3 reports into one and added a drop-down menu where you can choose which types of needs you want to see, but they're all together. We also added in red, you can sort by public, members only, or semi-private. The blue features that are circled are the ones that were there before, and they're the same, where you can search by keyword, category, date, active, inactive, and even export that data. So this report has been made much easier by combining 3 reports into one. So these are the needs that you've posted for your organization. The commitments report is the report that shows you what commitments have been made to the needs that your organization has posted. Commitments made by volunteers. It used to be 2 different reports, pending and completed. Now it's 1 report where you can sort by pending or completed. And of course, the other search features that you had before are still there with keyword, the category type, the date promised, the date completed, as well as your reporting and your export. All of that is the same. The daily report is a brand new report, and this is a great report for organizations that have a lot of volunteers coming to serve at your location. Maybe maybe you have hundreds of volunteers a day or a week or a month coming to serve, and you want to keep track of who's coming on what day based on who signed up online. The daily report allows you to see who's coming today or any other time period of a month or the year. You can see all the needs for that day and filled status by color. It's kind of hard to see on this print screen, but green is all full, which is a good thing. You have all your positions filled, and these are the people coming. This is yellow, is partially filled, means that some of them are filled, but not all the way filled. And then red is open, which means no one signed up for it, and that position is still waiting to be filled. And those colors make it easy to quickly see at 6 a.m. we have this many people coming. All these are the same time. Maybe this would be 8 a.m. these people are coming, and 1 p.m. these people are coming. You can see quickly on a particular day who's coming and what they're doing and how they signed up. You can edit an existing commitment right here on this screen for any particular person. You can search for volunteers or by group names in the keyword search up here. So if you're looking for a particular group, maybe you take the date out, you can say show all and search for a particular group and when they're coming to serve. Even the show 1 day, you can say show 1 week, show 1 month, show the year. So you have access over what dates are showing here as well. And if you're on today's date, this screenshot I'm not because it's back on 6/1, but if you're on today's date, you're able to, there will be a check-in button beside each person where if you want to check in those people that they actually showed up, you can check them in as well. And we'll talk more about volunteer check-in and the reporting associated with that a little bit later in the webinar. All right, real-time reporting. This is the fourth report, and this is the other new report that we added. This is real-time reporting of who's serving on your campus or campuses based on the volunteer check-in and check-out, which we haven't talked about volunteer check-in and check-out, but I just wanted to mention this report since it is in reporting. We'll hit it a little bit more detail later, but it gives you an accurate reporting of hours by individual or group based on what the time you signed up to serve, and reconciles that with the time you actually checked in and checked out and gives you the accurate reporting of hours. Scheduling volunteers. This is a great new feature, and I know a lot of our members are waiting for this because you've got those people in your church or in your ministry that just are not going to get online and sign up for things, and they're going to call you and they're going to want you to do it. Well, now as key contacts, you're going to have the ability to do this for them. As a key contact, you can schedule volunteers for existing needs that are already posted by going to your needs report and clicking commitments on the commitment that you want to sign someone up for, schedule someone for. And then you're going to get a list of who signed up already, and you click add commitment. And then you choose whether you're going to be adding a group or an individual and put in their contact information and hit save commitment. This is great because then the reminder emails will go out to that individual based on the information that you put in for them and their email address. But you as a key contact can make that commitment on their behalf. Now, when key contacts want to schedule volunteers, maybe for new needs, not one that's already posted, maybe you've got a volunteer that walks in and says, I want to help out, and I want to scrub toilets. I don't know, I'm just making something up. And you don't have a need posted for scrubbing toilets, but you want to keep track of them, maybe a maintenance kind of volunteer position, then you can go to the daily report, click the plus button, add, because you're going to add a need to that daily report, add an individual. And you're going to fill out this form, which will create a need and add the individual to that need simultaneously. You don't even realize that it's happening. And you will be able to record that person was kind of a walk-in volunteer, and how you assigned them to help. All right, volunteer and group profiles. Both of these profiles are brand new with volunteer management. The volunteer profiles, if you go to your dashboard under My Account, Approved Members, there's a list of your members there. If you click on a particular member, right here I've got circled John Smith, you're going to get a volunteer profile on John Smith. John Smith, or every person, will have 4 tabs: a profile summary, training, groups, and history. This is the profile summary, which gives you a summary of their individual information. So what's great is now that you as an administrator, you can change an email. Maybe they entered their email in incorrectly, or they called you and said their email has changed. You can go in now for them and update their address and email information, instead of them having to go into their Serve profile and do that themselves. You can also, as an administrator, track their occupation and interest. Maybe you do a survey and you send something out and you get some information back from your volunteers, that you can track that, and all of this information is exported out with your Export All Approved Members report. So if you want to search and say, show me everyone who's an artist, you can do that through the Excel spreadsheet that you export out, and be in contact with your volunteers as needed. So this is the profile page that the administrator has access to, but there's also the training tab where you will be able to track, and these will be more generic training names, titles, but you will be able to track what training that your volunteers have gone through and what date they attended those, and this information will be exported as well into the volunteer profile. You'll be able to see what groups that individual volunteer is a part of, and see who else they're associated with. You'll be able to see a history of their serving activity based on category types, keyword, date. You can even report and export out this particular volunteer's, how many volunteer hours they've completed, how many goods have they given, how many people have they brought with them. All of this is accessible right here through their volunteer profile. Great information that you're able to get your hands on now and easily report out of. Group profiles. As I mentioned earlier, we did add the ability for groups to be able to register and adopt needs. That information is gathered and reported through the group profiles. If you go to My Account, Groups, View Groups, you receive a summary of all the groups within your organization. You get the contact name, the phone number, and the email of the team leader. You also can see how many members are part of that group, and if you click the quantity, you can see who's actually in those groups. And if you click any one of those individual names, it's going to take you to the individual volunteer profile of those group members. You can also click on the commitments, pending commitments or completed commitments, and get a list of the commitments that have been made by that particular group, and do all the reporting that you normally would in the commitment report. So your group profiles are a very important feature and great feature, especially if you have small groups within your church serving together and you want to know who's serving, or any type of group, even within ministries and nonprofits that are serving together. Here's how you can track which groups are being active together. Customizable emails. We've been asked this for a while, and it is available with the new volunteer management enhancements. If you go to Settings, Manage Emails and Confirmation Pages, you're going to be given a list. Well, before you're going to see the list of emails, you're going to need to create a Mandrill account. Mandrill is a third-party platform that we use for all of our emails to be sent out of. There's no reason for us to build a whole new platform when there's one already out there. So as an administrator, the very first time, you'll need to go in and create a Mandrill account with a login and a password. And then from that point on, you'll have access to change and edit any of the 6 confirmation and reminder emails that are in our system. If you choose one of these, then it's going to bring you to your Mandrill account after you've logged in, and it's actually URL, or it's coding, that HTML coding that is in Mandrill. You'll want to keep the middle section of the emails. You want to keep the middle section of the emails the same, because that's where the meat of the need, the date, the quantity, the basic information of the need that the individual is adopting. But you can change the beginning paragraph or the ending paragraph. It's easy. I mean, there's coding in there. You don't necessarily have to know coding to change it. You can just look for the text that you want to change and change the text and leave everything else the same. If you know coding, then you can change the color, you can change the font, you can change, bullets and numbering or whatever that you need to do, and add some information to your standard emails that go out. You also have the ability, once you have a Mandrill account and through this customized emails, to even change the header and footer of your emails to match your organization. If you have the coding for that and want to code in the header and footer, contact us, we'll help you with it, but you can do that through your Mandrill account as well. So the emails will be customizable, or are customizable, and you can use that at will. Volunteer check-in. I think this is the last section that we have to go over. Volunteer check-in is a great feature where if you have volunteers coming, the volunteers checking in maybe in a 20-minute period before they head out to do something, you can quickly check them in 3 different ways. Through a driver's license swipe, through a barcode. The barcode I'd mentioned earlier is now on all the confirmation pages. If they adopted the need ahead of time, it'll be on a hard copy that they may have printed of their confirmation or reminders. It may be on the their phone if they pull it up on the email reminders on the phone, or actually that's it. It'll be on the phone, or it'll be a hard copy with the barcode. Or the third option would be that you could do a manual lookup as an administrator and be able to look up that person with their last name and their first line of their address and search and check them in that way. So as an administrator, you have 3 different ways, or not even an administrator, you can have this screen up on a laptop and have your volunteers check in with the right equipment. You'll have to have a barcode scanner, or you have to have a swipe card, and we'll give you that information when we go live, what the hardware is you need for that. But you can have them check in one or all of these three ways, and then the system will track what time they checked in, and if they check out, it'll track what time they checked out and record the actual time served so that the hours being recorded are more accurate. Now, if they forget to check out, that's okay. What'll happen is after, I think it's a 6-hour period, I believe, I can't remember the exact amount, but after a certain period, it will automatically check that person out, assume that they did finish their commitment time, and it will record the original time that they committed to. So if they committed to a 1 to 3 o'clock shift, it'll record them for 2 hours if they didn't check out. However, if they check out and they served really from 1 to 4, it'll record 3 hours. But you want to ask Meet the Need for a link for your check-in page here if you want to start checking in volunteers, or you can do it with a barcode scanner if you have a barcode scanner on your phone or a barcode scanner in your hand equipment, you can go to your commitment or daily reports and check in volunteers directly from those reports. So you have quite a few options with volunteer check-in. So when you're ready to use that, let us know, and we'll walk you through the best solution for your organization. The real-time tracking, this is the report that tracks the who's serving on different campuses based on the volunteer check-in. You can search by individual or by name or by group name. You can see the activity and historical check-in data. You can see here what campus they checked in on, how they checked in, how they checked out, how many hours they served. The key contact can edit the actual time served, just like you've always been able to, but it is a more accurate reporting of hours for your volunteers and for your organization. All right, I went through a lot of information in less than an hour. I can't believe this. Are there any questions? I went through everything kind of quickly. Probably the biggest question I'm going to get is, this is all great. When is it going to go live? While you guys are coming up with your questions, I'll answer that one. Volunteer management, we are in the latter stages of testing and rolling this out and making sure it's consistent among all the browsers and everything. And we are looking to roll it out. We're taking a few organizations live as of September 1st. And so we are hoping to be able to take our first 10 to 20 kind of power users live September 1st. And I've been in contact with those users that are eagerly waiting for these enhancements, and so I will be contacting you to schedule a go live date, a release date for your organization. We won't do a big system-wide release at one time. We'll do it individually. That way we can make sure that everything works with your template, with any nuances that we might have put in place for you in the past, and make sure that it works well for your launch. All right, we got a couple questions here. Michael Douglas from Fresno, California is asking us, confirming that the customized emails are the emails in the system sends out now, but we have the option to tweak them. That's correct, Michael. The customized emails, and let me go back up to that screen. The customized emails are all the current emails. There's not any new ones. It's the group checkout confirmation. Well, I'm sorry, that is a new email because we added group sign up. So there's group checkout confirmation, there's normal checkout confirmation for an individual, event confirmation, you can actually edit the event emails, the volunteer reservation confirmation, that's when the group leader sends it to the members, the group leader reservation confirmation, and the key contact adopted notification. So those are the emails that you have the ability to edit. Okay, here's one from Catherine. She is from Menlo Park out in California as well. It says, posting a need, has calendar been fixed for recurring dates? Let's go back up to the search page. And Catherine's asking about, that's all the way back at the beginning, asking about the calendar function on the search page. I'm getting there. Give me a second. All right, this calendar function, you can view needs in a list function, but you can also view them in a calendar function. This screenshot doesn't show it, Catherine, but we have added tabs that allow the user to sort by just show me this week, or just show me this month, or just show me the next 2 weeks, or just show me today. So we've added some functionality to that calendar for the user to be able to narrow that down and not only because a month may be overwhelming for them and just see a few days at a time. And yes, the recurring needs do show multiple times on the calendar, depending on how frequent the occurrence is. Jennifer Casey has a question. It says, if you need to adjust the time for the volunteer, can the admin update or change the time if the volunteer forgets to sign out but work more than they signed up for? Absolutely. That's something that the admin has always been able to do. That's not anything new in Meet the Need. If you go to the, give me a moment, the needs report, nope, I'm sorry. If you go to the commitment report and you click on a particular person, here's John Smith, he signed up for a ministry administration clerical need. This little icon here, it's a little pencil and a piece of paper, that's the edit icon. If you go in and edit that commitment, Jennifer, then there is where that you are able to edit the hours that were actually completed, the time that was completed, and the admin has the final say-so over those hours completed. Once the admin changes it through this feature, then the volunteer no longer has the ability through their volunteer serve profile to be able to edit that time. All right, Sherry, can people register the day of the event or only in advance? Sherry, the people can register the day of the event so long as that you have the date, the expiration date of the event through the day of the event. The needs stay on the Meet the Needs search page for as long up through the day of the event, up through the day of the need. So yes, they can register the day of the event and also in advance. That's nothing new with Meet the Need. That's always been the case. And Catherine, you have a question about the calendar function and posting needs. I'll answer that offline. That's actually something that we are working on, and I'll give you some more detail about that, but it's not something that's going to be released with volunteer management, our first phase of that at least. All right, so any other questions? I've actually got a little bit more time, or we will end a little early. All right. If you want more about Meet the Need, believe me, we have plenty of training available. We have, if you go to your dashboard and click Help, there is a link for Meet the Need webinars, and it's a list of all of our past webinars. Like I said, we do one a month, different topics each month. So you can go back and watch an hour webinar on a specific topic and really dive deeper. Some of the webinars that we have on there are events, case management, missions, city reaching, reporting, external focus, best practices, are just some of the few. So go and look at our webinars and really dive in deeper if you want to know about a particular topic. Oh, and you can also go to the training video. These are much shorter videos, like 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 8-minute videos on the different features within the dashboard. There's also more if you want to join with us through our website. We have our blog that our founder is posting on weekly with best practices and culture change and vision for outreach within the church and within the community. We have a monthly newsletter that goes out. You probably received an invitation to this webinar because you're on our monthly newsletter list, but take a look at those newsletters that come out. They give a lot of important information, and also our recorded webinars, which I mentioned, are accessible at any time. And if you join us through Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn, all of them, we are active in all of that social media, so there's always new information and best practices and resources coming out for you to get more information to help you make your job easier. Our next user webinar, as a reminder, is September 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern. The topic is preparing for the holidays. Look for an evite and link in our newsletter. It's also in our signature lines for you to join, and mark your calendars for every second Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. This is your Meet the Need member service team. I'm Tanya Nichols. There's my information. There's Maurice Jackson with his information and Jill Aubin with her information. If you don't know who your representative is, you can always contact us at support@meettheneed.org, and we will make sure that, or this phone number, and we'll make sure that your response gets to the correct member service rep that can most accurately answer your questions and help you out. Well, that is the end of our time together. I hope that it's been fruitful for you. And if you have any questions, contact us. And we look forward to implementing you soon with our new volunteer management features. Be looking for a newsletter coming out with an announcement that we're going to be going live, and be looking for emails from your member service reps if you're one of our power users that have been waiting to implement, to schedule your time to go live. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a blessed day.